Fight the spread and take a stand against coronavirus. Wear a mask in public. Stay at least 6 feet apart from others. And get tested. Join us and fight the spread. Visit scdhec.gov/COVID-19.
Coping with COVID is brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdhec.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. Also, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Center. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their life. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Center at agapects.com. And Columbia Housing Authority. The agency is looking for stories from former residents of Allen Benedict Court to retain some of the property's rich history. In its 80-year life, Allen Benedict Court has been home to some of the country's elite, including a Grammy Award-winning performer, corporate executives, national television celebrities, a host of doctors, lawyers, and NBA greats. So share your pictures, mementos, and memories at chcares@chasc.org. Coping with COVID, brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Columbia Housing Authority, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connection.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Good Thursday afternoon to you. I am Tre Tailor, and you are watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you in part by SCDHEC, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Centers, Columbia Housing Authority, and Palmetto Media Connections. Well, are you one of those like me who thought their stimulus check was the wrong amount? Did you know that some people are getting back payments and that there are even some people who haven't gotten their checks at all yet? Well, Kadenia Javis with Javis Financial Services will join us today to answer those questions and more. Plus, the 2020 South Carolina State Fair is very different this year. General Manager Nancy Smith joins us during the second segment to discuss the Drive Thru Fair. That's next on Coping with COVID. But first, your COVID community updates. The state is one step closer to allowing all South Carolinians to vote absentee in the November election. Senators unanimously passed a bill yesterday allowing the expansion due to COVID. Now, currently, the only way you can vote absentee is under special circumstances. That does not allow for ballot drop boxes, which was proposed. People with the absentee ballots must drop them back off at your local election office or in the mail. The bill now heads to the House for approval. School-age children will continue to get free meals through the end of the year. The USDA is allowing the extension of the food service program, originally set to end in August, since so many children are still distance learning and because there's still a great need. And over at USC, Dr. Carlson says the school will not close due to their over 1,000 positive COVID cases. He said it would be best to keep the students at school in a controlled environment where they can be treated and cared for and not sent back out to the community and in other states. Meanwhile, the university testing site at Davis Field is closed. Officials say there is a staffing shortage. All saliva tests have been postponed. Students experiencing symptoms are being directed to the Student Health Center. And the city of Anderson, South Carolina, will host an event tonight at 7 o'clock to commemorate the life and legacy of Chazwick Boseman. The event tonight at 7 o'clock will feature remarks from Deanna Brown Thomas, the daughter of the late James Brown, who Boseman played in the 2014 film Get On Up. The event at the Anderson Civic Center will also include a prayer service, a resolution that South Carolina state senators adopted to honor the South Carolina native, and a showing of Black Panther. Now, officials at T.L. Hanna, the high school Boseman attended, have announced a scholarship fund for the actors in the actor's name. If you would like to donate, you can contact the school. And SCDHEC continues their ongoing COVID testing. Visit scdhec.gov for dates, times, and locations for COVID testing in and around South Carolina. That includes the new location at Benedict College. It is free, but you must make an appointment. Now, the remaining testing sites are scrolling at the bottom of the screen, so be sure to check that out and be sure to get your COVID test. Also, if you want to host a COVID test at your event or at your community, that information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And the DHEC Care Line, that gives you information on COVID testing, and if you need a ride to get a COVID test, the DHEC Care Line. Dominion Energy payment plans and arrangements are still available. They're going to join us next week, next Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to be joined by the folks at Dominion Energy. They'll give us that information on payment plans and payment assistance and cost-saving tips if you're working and schooling from home. Brooklyn Baptist Church West and Northeast are giving away free food boxes today and the next 2 Thursdays. They're going to be there until 4 o'clock, from 1 until 4 o'clock. Plus, maskupcolumbiasc.com. That's the website you need to know. Go over there, post a cool picture of yourself in a mask, get your family and friends to like and share it, and then you could win some great prizes. It's maskupcolumbiasc.com. Plus, senior citizens age 65 and older can do a drive up absentee ballot. They can get absentee ballots from 10 until 12:30 at the Meeting Place Church behind Columbia Place Mall. That's tomorrow. Free masks will also be given away during that event tomorrow. And the South Carolina Bar Association is collaborating with SC Legal Services to provide a hotline number for people who need information on mortgage assistance, foreclosure, and rental assistance. The number, as you can see, is 833-958-2266. This is for people facing eviction or needing help with their rent or mortgage. There's also resources on pandemic-related legal help and resources for emergency rental assistance. Visit scbar.org/COVID help. Well, today you could be just like Mitchell Peace Joy Jen, or you could be like Donna Mims. Those are the 2 ladies that won the birthday contest. That's right. September is my birthday, but you are getting the gifts. Coming up later on today, you get a chance to win the Birthday Club prize. It's a Coping with COVID reusable mask, 10 disposable masks, courtesy of the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, and also Palmetto Media Connection. Plus, you'll get gift certificates from Deneen, the Coffee Queen, New York High Style, and also European Wax Center. Sabriti Body Butter, you'll get a great sample of that, the lip balm and the body butter, and a Jesus Always sampler. Plus, J. Anthony Brown is going to throw in some products from his Hotter Than a Mofo line. That is happening today and every day in September. It's my birth month, but you get the prizes courtesy of Coping with COVID. I will tell you this, we're going to do the giveaway after the interview with Nancy Smith from the South Carolina State Fair. And the trivia question is going to be about the State Fair. So listen up so that you can be a winner. We want to give you a chance. I want to say hi to all of the YouTubers. We are streaming live on YouTube, so please go over there and hit the subscribe button. We would love for you to do that. And Coping with COVID is also streaming live on the Tailor Made Productions page on Facebook. Please like and follow that page so you can not only watch Coping with COVID Monday through Saturday at 2 p.m., but you can get all of your COVID-related updates. Right now, though, we're going to talk to Kadenia Javis with Javis Tax Service. Hey there, Kadenia. How are you?
Hi, Trey. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I see you're home. So are you homeschooling?
I'm not going to say homeschooling. I'm not going to take that credit because the teachers are online, but we are e-learning.
Okay.
From the home. So with the last of the 2 children of our 4, this is really different.
How's it going so far? Are they ready to fire the teacher? You? Meaning you?
Yes, because I'm walking up and I'm, over their shoulders and they're like, Mom, we're on video. They're going to see.
Oh my God.
So they don't want their friends to see their mom taking in on them.
That is so funny because now that you're talking, I'm thinking that is an additional issue is, and not that you would do this, but Mama in her bathrobe walking behind them in all the class.
I saw some posts like that in social media where some teachers were saying, families, please, we are live.
Hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, good luck, girl, to you.
Well, thank you.
And
Thank
to
you.
all
Thank
of
you.
the
Thank you.
parents doing that. I mean, I've got two little ones, a 2 and a 4-year-old, and we did that a little bit, when in March. And when you have to be teacher and referee
Principal.
and cafeteria worker, right? You got to be everything. Oh, girl, that's a lot.
It is a lot. So much, many blessings to all the educators out there in the world.
Yeah, and people are saying now that they have such a greater appreciation for educators. So
Mhm.
here's hoping that I don't know who mandates how much school teachers make, but whoever that is, I hope they're getting it and see that teachers need a daggone raise out here.
Exactly. I hope they have some children, grandchildren, or great grandchildren where they
Right.
are hearing about what goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Kadenia is with Javis Financial Services, and we wanted to bring her in because I read the article, Kadenia, that the IRS is actually sending people additional stimulus money because they didn't get the right amount the first time. Tell us about that.
Correct. Well, first I want to start out with saying, Trey, there was the CARES Act that went into our president signed into law March 27th. So in that CARES Act was different segments of the stimulus. So the one that many taxpayers got to be a part of, there's 5 different groups. So our first group were the ones who got their deposits if they had filed either their 2018 or 2019 tax return. Mm-hmm. So of course at Javis, we had an influx of new clients who had not filed their 2018 or 19 because some people know that the statute of limitation is 3 years. So some people just file every 3 years. I do not recommend that at all. Right. And one of those instances where, oh, wow, you behind the 8 ball, these stimulus checks are going out and you hadn't even filed your 2018 tax return.
Yeah.
That was the first group that got theirs. Then the second group was our Social Security beneficiaries. About 80 million people got those checks. If they were getting Social Security and those were direct deposited, those was the second group. Then we had our third group that got paper checks. If you didn't go online and put in your, verify your banking information, then you got a paper check. So of course those took longer. If you moved, the government needs to know. So if you didn't go online and do a change of address, they were not forwarding those checks. So those checks went back to the government. The government was closed, Trey.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you've read, but they have trailers of mail for the 135 days that they were closed. So some of you all, your stimulus check is sitting in those trailers.
Now, let me ask you that's crazy. Let me ask you this, Kadenia. That also means, because this is the same organization, government agency that takes care of your regular refund check, if you had a refund check.
Correct. And a lot of taxpayers got their deposits within 21 days if they had absolutely no changes. I mean, no newborns, no husband died, or spouse.
Right. Yeah.
No changes. But if you had the least little bit of change, I mean, if you stayed in an apartment and you went from apartment A to apartment B, your check got held up. Because there was a change and because we had COVID, it went to a different verification process. And the process was to make sure that there was no stolen identity.
Yeah.
And so because the IRS closed, Treasury closed, okay, well, your check just sitting there. I actually posted something today where I had a client to get their refund on 9/1. We filed February 5th. It got accepted February 5th. And here it is 7 months later because she moved from one apartment to another, right off of Park Lane.
Right.
So, of course, the client is frustrated with the tax advisor.
She's frustrated with you.
Yes, she's frustrated. And, I'm sure, Javis has gotten, I'm not ever going back there again because I haven't got my tax money yet. Our job is to e-file it, get it accepted. That is what we did. And it did get accepted February the 5th. But 7 months later, once they got back to work, July 15th, because supposedly all of the Treasury home offices and headquarters offices around the U.S. went back July 15th. So here we are, September, they're getting caught up. It may be the end of the year from what I'm reading from, all of my publications and journals before everybody gets it. Now, I do want to say this to taxpayers. if you haven't received it. October 15th is supposedly the deadline for even initiating if you have not received it. So
Okay.
don't come November 1st and like, oh, I forgot I didn't get my $1,200. Please, please, please. There's a number you can call to, start the investigation if you haven't gotten it. And that number is the 1-800-919-9835.
Right.
And so
Now, this is the
definitely,
number people need to call if they don't get their stimulus check by October 15th. Is that correct?
correct.
Or if they don't get their refund. Both?
Or if both, I would do both. And also if they have not received, or if they received something in the mail, because the IRS is sending out a letter saying you've been approved, you are going to get this amount for stimulus, and it's going to be sent via either debit card or check or direct deposit. And if you get that letter, but you hadn't gotten your money, then you need to call this number. Because
okay.
That it's been floating out there. So if it's missing, lost, or you need it replaced, because some people actually got the prepaid EI economic impact payment cards and they threw them away.
Right. Because they didn't believe it was, they didn't know what it was. Yeah. Okay. And so you just gave a lot of information. So let's go over that. So one, you could still be owed that $1,200 or whatever it is, stimulus, and it has been delayed because, again, like you said, those folks at the IRS were not they were at the house like you. They were not on the job, and they didn't get back on the job till July. So that's the first thing. Mm-hmm. Now, that also means if you filed your income tax, because that was me. I'm constantly going to IRS. Where's my check? Where's my refund? Girl, and I, as you said, I filed on time. So whether it was your stimulus check or your IRS refund, if you have not received that by October the 15th, you need to call this number on the screen right now and start the investigation.
Right. Start the investigation, because it could be, with technology, it is not 100% proof. It could just be sitting in limbo. Somebody just needs to push a button.
Wow.
Also, Tre, taxpayers the only persons who did not get stimulus were persons who were behind on child support payments. So say you are a married filing joint couple and one of the persons have child support from a previous relationship, but they took your stimulus. So those are some more checks that are the IRS is fixing that now. They're in the process of fixing that. There's about $4 million that has to be corrected to be sent out because, like I say, one of the persons on that return, they're the injured spouse. Mm-hmm. They do injured spouse forms now to kind of help speed up the process. The IRS, they're going to try to capture those, but I recommend that you do the injured spouse form to kind of jumpstart the process. Those persons who had their stimulus taken because their spouse had child support or back child support, because those are the only persons who did not receive the stimulus. Those stimulus payments that you were due if you had back child support went to the back child support.
Now, what about, Kadenia, if you thought, and we talked about this the last time you were here, if you thought you got the wrong amount, for instance, which was me, that I had the 2 children, but I didn't get the extra $500 per children.
This is the number you need to call. They are doing those corrections. Corrections.
Because I did read that people like I said, are starting to get these kind of back payments. So even if your next door neighbor got one and you didn't get one and you think you deserve one, now for that, do you still need to wait till October 15th?
No, I don't recommend waiting. But deadline, what we're reading is that is like your deadline, almost like that is our extension deadline.
You need to do it before then.
Yes, that is the deadline you have to be like, oh, a light bulb went off. I should be getting this. Right. Yeah, do it before October 15th. So it's done in this calendar year, because they probably won't warrant it after October 15th.
Okay. All right. Barbara Ballard Belton. Hey there, lady. Thanks for joining us. She wants to know, what about college students that didn't receive a stimulus payment?
Well, that is in the works now. If you were over the age of 17 years old, Ms. Barbara, those students did not get, I have that situation. I have a 22-year-old and I have a 17-year-old. So those 2 did not get the $500. Unfortunately, it was children who were 17 and younger who we got the $500 for. Now, if that student was in college and was a independent student, they should have received the whole
They should have received it.
1,200. They should have, if their parents did not file them, they should have gotten the $1,200.
Now, should they have gotten it even if they didn't? But would they get it if they didn't file an income tax?
All right, so here you go. This was the fourth group of the stimulus. Those, they call it the EIP, for people who are homeless, for people who did not have income, for those students who are on campus, who are independent, and they're just pretty much, living off of work study or student loans. Then they were able to go out there, and there was a special system that we had where we didn't have to report any income. All we needed was their name, their social, their address, and their banking information. And they got those $1,200. And we put that out there a couple months ago once that EIP, economic injury impact payments came up. Mm-hmm. That person was homeless, but they needed to have an address. And they needed pretty much, because they was either going to mail you a check if you was an unbanked product client, if you didn't have a bank account.
Right.
Those, they still can go out there. We still can file those. So if you have any students that fall into that category, please have them reach out to us, because we don't charge our babies that are in college, and we will help them we will assist them in that process.
That's good. So you're saying, and you're right. Homeless people, students, as you said, that were not, their parents didn't file, mm-hmm. but they're kind of on their own in college. These people still are eligible for this $1,200, but they would have had to initiate getting it.
Correct. You have to be a U.S. citizen with a social security number. That is pretty much the base. Wow. You have to have. You have to be a U.S. citizen, and you have to have a social security number. So if you have those two things, even if you are unemployed, you are eligible for the economic impact payment.
All right. So, and people can. EIP. Yeah, and then people can either come to you or whoever they're. Well, you said you can't go on to Kadenia because she's not charging nobody nothing to do that for homeless people and for students. That's great, Kadenia.
We actually we have 11 homeless shelters here in the Midlands, and we contacted all of the directors at all of them to let them know if you all have internet connection. If you have computers at your centers, please allow your people to do these. And I'm hoping and praying that they did once we share that information. And I know that everybody's physically distancing, so you don't even have to come to our office. You can just give us a call at 803-419-1001. We'll get your email address, verify you are who you are. You have to send us some information so that we make sure you are who you are, and we will work on that, via fax, scan, or email.
Right, 419-1001, javistax.com. The information is scrolling at the bottom. So we talked about a lot of things. Okay, first of all, if you think your stimulus check was incorrect, if you haven't received your stimulus check, and if you were due a refund on your regular tax return, you need to call that number on the screen right now, 800-919-9835, by October 15th, so that you can start the process of them getting it together. If you are a student or a homeless person, or and you're kind of out here on your own and no one else claimed you, you Correct. Are also eligible for this $1,200, and you can go to javistax.com or call Javis Tax. Can you put the number up again? 419, say 419, thank you. 1001, 803-419-1001. That's for Kadenia Javis and Javis Financial Services, and she is not charging for that particular thing. That's good. That is really good to hear. So that's a lot. That's a lot of great information, because there are people that have still not gotten it. And there are people who still don't know, Barbara, thank you for your question, that don't even know that they can get it.
That they're eligible. You're right. And we have different variety of people, and that's what makes our world go around. And we do have those clients out there who, they live with a family member. They don't really have to pay mortgage or lights and phones. And, they may take odd jobs here and there, but nothing is under the standard deduction, so they don't have to file taxes.
Right.
But if they're not filed or claimed as dependent on someone's return, then they're eligible as long as they are a U.S. citizen and they have a social security number. we've been getting a lot of calls about trade. People want to know, well, am I going to have to pay this back when I file my taxes?
Bro, that's what's going to be my next question, girl. What do we need to be thinking about as the new tax, for the upcoming tax season?
You know, Javis State, we stay abreast of new tax laws, and every time the new draft of the 2020 tax form has been emailed to all accountants. If you're registered and you're authorized e-filer with the IRS. So the draft is here, and it is going to be recording it says recovery rebate, and it's on line 30, page. Unfortunately, we are going to have to report it as far as the tax ramifications of it, whether it's going to be deducted from our refund, whether a portion of it, hopefully and prayerfully, is not the whole thing. Because, you got some taxpayers who got up to like $5,500, depending on kids under 17. And so, but it's just like the premium tax credit for the Obamacare insurance. If you received an overpayment, it's deducted from your taxable liability. So I'm here to let you know, in September, the draft of the 2020 1040, it is going to have to be recorded what you received, and it has to be the right amount, because again, if you put the wrong amount, guess what? You're going to hold up your refund. It don't match up when the system, does what it do when you e-file. So you might, whatever your check was, if it was 3,400, put in 34. Don't put in 31 because that'll make it go into another phase where it has to be verified. Some people think they can, I got to report this. This is going to reduce just go ahead and do it right. And the first time around.
Yeah, so they've got to put line 30, you said.
Line 30 of the 1040 for 2020. All
right. So that's what we need to do. Now, Kadenia, have you heard anything? I know that, it's going around and around and around. If we're going to get any new stimulus that's going to, be distributed to Americans. Have you heard anything?
I have actually. So the topic of email that I got was, when could the second stimulus checks go out? So they are in final negotiations. So if the Senate passes 9/11, and if the House passes 9/16, we could see some possible new checks go out by September 28th. Hopefully, if they, after the last session of whatever they do when they do in Congress, then by October 3rd. So I'm sure what they're trying to do is get this out of the way before, the November, before they go out of session. So that's received as of yesterday from my last publication from tax accountants.
All right, 9/11, 9/16.
The last week of September, first week of October, we may see a second set of stimulus checks going out, but that all depends on the final negotiation of what goes on in the House and the Senate. So
at this point, you don't even know. That could be $2,000. That could be $2. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
No dollar amount. But I will say now, a part of it was that they will allow over 17. It'll be everybody in the household this time will get $100, but the maximum cap out is $6,000 per household. Okay. So that has been said.
Okay.
So everybody in the household this time will get something, but the max cap out is $6,000 per household.
All right. Barbara wants to know, Kadenia, can she contact your office with questions regarding unemployment benefits?
She sure can. Just give us a call at 803-419-1001. And actually, she'll be directed to our supervisor, Mrs. April Harris. Ms. April Harris has been assisting those clients. She's kind of taken on that initiative for us with unemployment for our clients.
All right. So, Barbara, 803-419-1001, 803-419-1001. If you like Barbara, you have some questions concerning your unemployment benefits and regarding the stimulus, Kadenia and her team can definitely help you. Again, just to recap, contact Javis Tax, 803-419-1001. They are helping homeless folks and students get this $1,200 stimulus. That's right. Those folks qualify for that $1,200 stimulus. So contact Kadenia and her team, and they'll be glad to help you navigate through that process. If you have not received your stimulus check, if you received the wrong amount, if you're still still waiting for your tax refund, then contact the IRS at 800-919-9835. Again, the number is at the bottom of the screen, 800-919-9835, and start the process before October 15th.
15. Yes.
Do it
And a lot of people
October
have
15th.
been going online and it's like, it still says processing. Again, the IRS, the Treasury, as well as our South Carolina Department, just all agencies, most of them have been closed and working virtually from home. So as we, they have trailers full of mail. So
Wow.
it normally took already 6 to 12 weeks if you had an amendment. Just understand they was closed for 135 days. And they reiterate that every time they send us an email, please understand, we were closed for 135 days.
Yeah, we were closed just like everybody else. Yeah, they were closed just like everybody else. So, we just have to believe God, girl. We're going to get it in due season when we really need it.
It'll be here by Christmas, prayerfully.
One more question. If we don't get our income tax check in a reasonable time, is there a certain time when they'll start paying us interest?
Yes. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, we had interest checks going out, and this would be one of those situations where the client filed before July 15th.
Yes, me.
It's just not issuing those refunds. Now, we had some checks, $2, and I've had some $66. They say the average refund of interest will be about $18.
Okay. All right. So that'll put some gas in your car, girl.
Oh yeah, definitely. A dollar is a dollar.
That's right. Tiffany Cannon Warner has one last question, Kadenia. She said the money deduction not being taken out and repayment. I'm not sure.
Social Security deduction not taken out and repayment. Social Security deduction
not being taken out and repayment.
Folks who are beneficiaries of Social Security, Tiffany, they were eligible for the $1,200 also, and if they got their Social Security checks direct deposit, then their stimulus should have went direct deposit. When you say taken out, maybe you mean when they filed their taxes, will they take it back from their Social Security? If that's what you mean, most folks who are on Social Security, their income is non-taxable. So even though if we have to report that $1,200 on their tax return, they're 95% of them won't have to pay it back if Social Security is the only income that they receive. Now, if they got pension or other retirement income, some of it may have to be repaid. But if they just get Social Security, 95% of the time, I'm quite sure there won't be any repayment from those Social Security beneficiaries.
She said payroll not taking out Social Security.
Payroll not. That would probably mean you're a 1099 contractor.
Yeah. You know what, Tiffany? Can she call you, Kadenia? Because you have some questions. Yeah, she did.
Yeah. You can shoot me an email also, info@javistax.com, and I'll be glad to give you a call. info@javistax.com.
Yeah, Tiffany, please contact Kadenia. She needs some more information, and you may not want to, tell all your tax business out here in front of God and everybody. So Tiffany, please contact Kadenia so that she can know exactly what your situation is, and she can get your question answered. Yes. Thank you so much. Also, Sierra says she loves Kadenia. She says, "Hey, girl, hey, you're her tax lady."
Hi, Sierra. I need to see the baby.
Oh, I know, right? Isn't he beautiful? You hadn't seen the baby. He's beautiful.
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. Kadenia Javis with a Javis Tax. Email Kadenia at info@javistax.com. You can give her a call also at 803. Tell us thank you,
419-1001. Email me. I'm working from home. I'll call you back. I'm not in the office, so email me I'm home teaching. I'm principal, I guess, assistant principal.
You and Chris are both assistant principals.
Yes, that's what we are.
That's right. And then, of course, if you have a question about your stimulus payment or about your tax refund, call 800-919-9935, 800-919-9935 before
98 Trey, 9835.
9835. Okay. See, whatever it says up there. I have new contacts and I cannot see. How do these new contacts? Good
I wear
grief.
contacts too. You got to get adjusted.
Oh my God. Whatever the number is you see, call the number that you see, and you need to call that number before October 15th if you have questions about not only your stimulus, but about your tax refund check. Kadenia Javis from Javis Financial Services, thank you so much for coming, for taking time out of your busy school schedule there, being the assistant principal at Javis High School.
Thank you so much, Trey, for having us. Yeah, have a blessed day.
All right, you do the same. All right. So that's Kadenia Javis with Javis Financial Services. Please make sure you contact her if you have any questions. She gave us some great information. We're going to get some great information next from Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. And as a matter of fact, Nancy is going to tell us not only about the new state fair, but when it is. And what she tells us is going to be the trivia question for you to win the Tre Coping with COVID birthday giveaway. That's right. September is my birthday and you get the prizes. We've got a great prize pack that we're giving you all month long. It includes a Coping with COVID reusable mask, 10 disposable masks, courtesy of the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities and Palmetto Media Connection, gift certificates from Deneen, the Coffee Queen, European Wax Center, and New York High Style, a Jesus Always sampler, Sabriti body butter and lip balm, and samples of J. Anthony Brown's Hotter Than a Mofo nuts and hot sauce. We want you to be a winner, and you've got to answer the trivia question. And again, the information that Nancy Smith's going to give us from the South Carolina State Fair is going to be what you need to know. So that and more coming up next on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor.
Coping with COVID is brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. Also, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Center. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their life. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Center at agapects.com. And Columbia Housing Authority. The agency is looking for stories from former residents of Allen Benedict Court to retain some of the property's rich history. In its 80-year life, Allen Benedict Court has been home to some of the country's elite, including a Grammy Award-winning performer, corporate executives, national television celebrities, a host of doctors, lawyers, and NBA greats. So share your pictures, mementos, and memories at chcares@chasc.org. Coping with COVID, brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Columbia Housing Authority, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connection.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Hey guys, this is Samantha Clee. One of the things that Tre is going to give you, the giveaway this month, and I hope you're the winner, is the Sabriti butter. One of the products is the lip balm, which helps with keeping your lips hydrated. If you have deeper lines in your lips and you want to smooth out your lips and look more healthy, you have healthy look lips, this will help. If you have cold sores, this will help. Also, the butter is our main thing, that's what I started off with. So we really appreciate you tuning in to Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Happy birthday, Tre. I love you. I love you. I love you. And keep doing what you do, girl. Coping with COVID.
That is Samantha Clee with Sabriti body butter for skin and hair. I do use it from head to toe, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, everything from, again, moisturizing my skin and my hair. If you've got a burn, if you've got a scar, I've been using it on the baby's diaper rash. It is, what is it called? Hair bumps. It's so good. So we are getting ready to do our giveaway after we talk to Nancy Smith from the South Carolina State Fair, and we hope that you are the winner. It's my birthday month, and you get the gifts right here on Coping with COVID. Our trivia question actually is going to be something Nancy is going to tell us. Nancy Smith, General Manager with the South Carolina State Fair. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to the fair every year. It's a huge event. And then you guys decided it's really just another event that has been affected by COVID. What made you guys make the decision to kind of pump the brakes on the fair this year?
Well, you know, this has truly been a year like no other. This will be the 151st year for the fair. Thankfully, it was not our 150. But after much thought, and we can talk about that later, about how much thought went into exactly what we were going to do. You know, the fair is a rather large event, so it takes a lot of planning. And we've actually started, you know, right after the fair last year, getting ready for this fair. But in the end, and after much deliberation, we just felt like that we needed to give back to the community. But we knew, more importantly, you know, the patron safety is always utmost, and especially with COVID in mind. We just felt like that our Drive Thru State Fair 2020 Drive Thru State Fair would be the best and the safest alternative that we could offer to the community. And it's a positive right now, and giving people something to look forward to. The fair is a tradition for many. I think you mentioned that to me, you know, before we were on air. Lots of people, you know, it's their go-to place in the fall. You know, it's in October.
All over the state. All over the state. Yeah. So what is it going to look like this year? You said, I know the promotion is, it's the first ever drive-through state fair. So what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, a lot of people have asked me, what in the world does that mean? And how in the world are y'all going to pull off something like that? So, but it's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to offer you, the goal of our drive-through state fair is really to offer you, everyone, a little snippet of what you would see for the most part if you were to come to the fair. You know, lots of people enter their items in the fair in our competitive exhibit areas, and that's something that they do for, you know, they've been doing for years. It's a generational thing as well, and we have representation from every county in the state of South Carolina. That's where you see all these wonderful things that all the talented people of South Carolina can do. So we're going to offer you a little bit of that for the drive-through fair part. And of course, we can't leave out the yummy food that everyone is always looking forward to. So I'll tell you a little bit about that as well. But for the drive-through fair part, you'll get to do something that you really wouldn't do on a normal basis. You'll get to enter our fairgrounds right at the Rocket. Most people that are familiar with the fairgrounds know that's right off of Rosewood Drive.
Oh yeah, because so many people get picked up there. You know, meet Sally Sue at the Rocket.
Yes, meet your mother at the Rocket, or meet Nancy at the Rocket. That's it. So that's our icon at the Rosewood Drive gate of the fairground. So you'll start your journey there. Actually, you'll end there in the end as well. But we'll take you through the fairgrounds, and you'll see all types of things. We want it to be entertaining, but more importantly, we want it to be educational. So you'll get to see a little bit of the fair's roots, which are not a little bit, but more this year than normal. The fair's roots are in agriculture. So we're going to have a big display of everything from farm equipment from then until now. That's going to be really exciting. You'll get to see some of those, maybe a giant pumpkin, a giant watermelon. Yes, ma'am. And that's the great thing.
A real giant watermelon and pumpkin that somebody grew?
Yes. And that's all the part of the real neat thing about it. Actually, people that were already growing that, when they found out we would not be having our traditional fair, they said, well, what am I going to do with this? What am
I going to do with this big old pumpkin?
They offered to bring it in. And so that makes it even more special. So we'll have that. We'll have some great displays of our Christmas tree folks will be here. And then we're going to give you a little snippet of, if you've been to the fair, you know, you've seen in our flower department, we've got a lot of great displays with that. Ikebana, which is the Japanese art of floral arrangement. We'll have they're always here every year. They're excited to be here, as well as our regular folks that enter their giant ferns and everything. So you'll be able to see a little bit of your favorite flowers at the fair. And then art, we have a really neat student art department and fine art department. So we're going to be showcasing that a little bit.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Along with some outdoor sculpture as well in the art department.
So now, Nancy, is this all while you're driving through?
It is all while you're driving through. That's a great question. You just need to make sure no one will be getting out of the car. That's going to be the neat part about it. So we know that, and we know that whatever you're going to be seeing has to be large and very attractive and nice for you to view from the car, but you will not get out of the car. And we're going to have signage, and you'll also have a map to make your way through the fairgrounds. And as I mentioned earlier, the educational aspect of it is very important. We want you to come in and see those giant pumpkins and watermelons, and also the agricultural part of it is very important. Mm-hmm. So once you make your way around the fairgrounds, after you enter the art area, what's really neat is we're also going to have some livestock, some of that for you folks to see. We'll have some dairy cattle here. Okay. We'll have some beef cattle here, and some swine, along with some goats. We have lots of those for, interaction with the folks, and also our 4-H and our FFA folks enter the
Right.
And then, of course, some chickens as well. And then we're going to have a big heritage village area where you will have some big, old equipment, as I said, back then and now.
Yeah.
Folks that are coming to bring us their big draft mules and show us, what they can do and how they work, and some different donkeys. And so lots of livestock that's a real part of the South Carolina State Fair.
Okay, so it's, fair. Yeah. Ronnie Taylor wants to know about the food. We're getting to the food in a minute, Ronnie. He's like, well, what about the food, though? All of that is fine.
Okay, I'm almost finished with the drive-through fair, but you also get to see some of some of your other favorite things at the fair, like all the canning. That's a big part of what we do. And we're going to have a giant quilt out on display that showcases the folks' talents, along with some decorated cakes. That's in the home and craft department. So, and then you're on a ride through the fairgrounds. But one thing that I did want to mention is, and always just check our website in February for the Ride of Your Life South Carolina State Fair Scholarship. So we'll be previewing that program, which is a big part of what we do here. So you can have you'll be on the Ride of Your Life Scholarship drive when you're coming through the fairgrounds this year. Now, Nancy.
Well, I'm sorry. I just wanted, Kadenia Javis wants to know, will they be able to purchase any of the art?
That's a great question. This year, you will not be able to purchase any of the art. I will have to say that our industry, which is the fair industry, like everyone else's, like you folks were talking earlier, has been very much affected by COVID. Yeah. And we thought about a virtual art show, but for us this year, with everything going on, it just, it didn't work into our plans. But thank you so much for asking that, because every year at the fair you can, and all of that goes back to the artists themselves. And we're really trying to promote that. And we will be promoting that as well during our drive-through show, so that you can have an opportunity to do that next year.
Okay. All right. So you've got all of the agricultural exhibits, as you said, the animals, the fruit, the food, giant pumpkins, giant watermelon. You do have the art and the old and new fair farming equipment.
That's
and
right.
Yeah.
And then we also, our Department of Agriculture is going to come in, and, they'll have a big display of that as well to bring attention to the agricultural aspect of the fair. And then you'll exit out of the fairgrounds by the rocket. Then you'll go into gate 6, which is the main gate of the fairgrounds. And that's when we get into our fair food part of it. And we're very excited about that. Other fairs across the country have actually been doing a fair fair food drive-through.
I've read that. Yeah.
Yes, not so much the other part. So we're very excited that we're probably going to be one of the real fair drive-throughs. But
well, that's why you're the state fair.
That's it. That's right. But we do know, as the question was, and we're really glad to hear that the fair food is very important.
It's important, girl. Some people wait all year just to eat fried Oreos and the big turkey wings, and I love the Fisk fries, so.
I was just going to ask Trey, now, what's your favorite fair food?
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so
okay. That's good.
Fish fries.
Fish fries. Well,
fries.
let me tell you, you are in luck, okay? So how that's going to look is you enter gate 6 there to come into the fair food area, and you will be able to, what it amounts to is, and you'll be able to see all of this online shortly, so you can get all of your details and, kind of already make up your mind what you're going to have when you get there. But we will have Fisk fries. We will have corn dogs, of course. We will have grilled sausages with peppers and onions, or not, whatever you prefer. Turkey legs, that's always really popular.
That's a big thing, yeah.
That's popular at our fair. And then the other things that are real popular are elephant ears.
Elephant ears. Somebody just asked, what about elephant ears?
And funnel cakes. And let's see. And then we'll have candy apples.
Gotta have a candy apple, yeah.
Yeah, cotton candy and caramel popcorn.
Oh, I love that.
And you'll actually, for the food drive-through part, people have asked us a few questions about that. How's that going to work? Well, we'll have 3 lines of food concessions, and all of the ones that I just mentioned will be the same thing, will be in each line. And it'll actually be 6 serving lines that you'll be able to drive down.
Oh, cool.
And each concessionaire will have a runner at their spot, and they'll come out and take your order. And here again, you don't have to get out of your car. Well, there's no getting out of the car, and they'll have masks and they'll have gloves on. So that's the neat part of it. And most importantly, you will not miss your favorite fair food that you look forward to every year.
Yeah. Sierra says she's lining up an hour before time. So yeah, because it's probably going to be a line. So what are the dates and times of the drive-through fair?
So the drive-through fair, which I just discussed with all of the agricultural part and the actual fairgrounds where you enter the rocket and the food, both of those will be going on in October the 20th and the 21st.
Okay.
And we found out that we're going to extend our food portion of that a little bit longer because we'll have access to that area. So that will be extended through October the 24th.
Oh, that's good.
Which is a Saturday. And here again, we'll be putting all that up on our website for everyone to see. So you can make your plans. And, but as far as lining up, we did, as I said, we've been talking to other fairs across the country. So we've got a lot of queuing area in there in the main parking lot. We got a lot of space there so the cars can line up, but we've really been doing our homework so that we can make it an enjoyable experience for everyone. We, just really appreciate everything that that folks do when they come to the fair. We know it's,
it's different, but
it's a tradition that they look forward to.
Yeah, but a lot of it has so much to do with the food and so much to do with the exhibits. And I think this is a great compromise, Nancy. I mean, and I love that you are not only doing the food, because I have read that other places are just doing kind of fair foods or food fairs. Yeah. But to pay tribute to and put the spotlight on some of the other areas that, like you said, people who not only come to the fair look forward to that, people who participate in the fair look forward to displaying, their wares. So I think that's so great that you guys are doing that.
They really do. And I know you've probably seen it. Some people, when they win their blue ribbons, and even when they win their checks, of course, it's not really for the folks that do that about the money, but they frame those, they frame the ribbons and they have displays of those. And I did want to clarify too, to make sure everyone knew, for the drive-through fair part, there's no fee for that. It's free to drive through.
Oh, it's free. I thought you were going to say it's free for the food, girl. I was about to fall out.
Like, what? Now let me clarify that.
Yeah, you said it's free.
For the drive-through fair part, for the food, you will have to pay for the food. And I think I saw a question.
Yes, cash. Was it cash? What are you taking? Yeah.
Cash and credit cards.
Cash and credit cards.
Cash
Okay.
and credit cards. Yes. Yes.
All right. All
But
right.
the fair part, the food part is what you will have to pay for the food. But the drive-through fair part, no. And I
So
really
it's free
am
to drive through. It's free to drive through.
Yes.
Both sides. And one side by the rocket is the exhibits. The other side, which is the main entrance, is where the food is going to be. And as you said, it's all drive through. Nobody's getting out the car.
That's true.
And you can pay with cash or credit card.
Cash or credit card, and October 20th and 21 for both of them. And then the food is being extended through October the 24th, which is that Saturday. So,
yeah.
And I think one part of it that we touched on a little bit that really has been very heartwarming is some of the other people that have things that they enter in the fair.
Yes.
But they're really looking forward to it. They were going to miss it, but especially in the agricultural area in the Ellison building, when you come and see those types of things, we'll still have that big farm family garden display this year.
Okay.
We're going to have a shoe garden exhibit. That's going to be new. That was going to be new on our agenda anyway. And we're excited that we're going to be able to showcase that a little bit.
So is that flowers that are grown in a shoe?
Absolutely. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention too, along with all of our regular fair things, we were going to have the circus at the fair. The last year was the first year for the circus. And
yes.
we were going to bring that back. So we're going to have a little showcasing of a little bit of a circus for you when you come through. And we'll have a little bit of music. We just want to make sure that we offer, a little bit of fun things for everyone when they're coming through the fair this year.
Oh, that's very cool. That's nice. Because the kids, will want to see, whatever the circus is. That's good. That's good. Ronnie wants to know any discounts, I guess, DAV, Disabled American Veterans. Any food discounts, I guess?
No discounts. We do offer, discounts for our military and stuff during regular fair time. But since we're not charging for anything but the food this year, there won't really be any discounts. But
yeah. Now, if people want more information and because you said, you're updating, constantly, how can people find out the latest and greatest information about the all new South Carolina State Drive Thru Fair?
At our website at scstatefair.org, and you can find out anything you want then. And we should have it all coming up. This year with COVID, we said it's been a year like no other.
Yes.
So we're tweaking it and changing things a little bit as we move along to make it, the best that it can be for everyone. And as I said, we're excited about it and excited to bring something positive to the folks of South Carolina.
That is great. Nancy, one more thing. What are the hours? You told us the dates. What are the hours?
Good idea. The hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that's through October 20th through the 24th.
Yes. And then if that food line is really long at 8 p.m., we'll probably leave that open a little bit. So don't worry, you can still get in. So yeah.
All right. October 20th through the 21st for the exhibits and through the 24th for the food, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's different, but it's still good. You can still get a little bit of a fair feel, a fair experience for the drive-through COVID-affected South Carolina State Fair. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you and your team for your efforts. I know that this could not have been an easy decision to make, but I think you guys have done some amazing job in trying to bring the essence of what the fair is about, so people can at least experience something.
That's a very good way to put it, because that's what we wanted to do, bring them the essence or a little snippet of what they would see. If they were to come to their fair that they've known. It will not be the fair they've known forever, but it is their South Carolina State Fair. So.
Well, this is not a year that we've known forever. So, all of our lives have been affected in one way or another, 10. So
that's absolutely true. So I have to ask you a quick question though, Trey. When is your birthday this month?
It's September 13th.
Oh, my mother's birthday is September 27th, and she will be 104.
Oh, my gosh, 104?
And I'm the baby. Guess what?
So how is she doing? Is she up and is she spry and is she alert?
She is well. She is. She's well.
Oh, so that gives me I want to live a long life, but I want to live a good long life.
You're
You know
right.
what I mean?
That-
I want to,
I'm-
you know, if
I'm
I'm
with
sick
you.
and I can't move, I mean, you know, but I want to live. So I am channeling the energy of your mom, my fellow September birthday girl.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Please give our love, our happy birthday and congratulations wishes. And I'll see you. I'm coming to get my fist fries, girl.
Very good. And thank you so much for thinking of the fair and for having us.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we really appreciate everything that everyone does. And when they come to the fair, you know, making a difference. And we look forward to seeing you October the 20th through the 24th.
Absolutely. Look, one last question. No media day this year? I also love the media day.
Well, we're going to have a little something special for that too. So hang on
Okay.
for the ride.
Okay. All right.
That will be the little Cersei that will be coming up.
Okay. All right. Well, I look
Yes.
forward to hearing about it.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you. Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. Don't forget, you can go to scfair.org for more information. scstatefair.org for more information. Thank you so much, Nancy. We appreciate
Thank
you. All right. It's time now for the birthday giveaway. It is my birthday, September 13th, but you get the prizes, right? So coming up, we're going to hook you up. All right, it's time now. Oh, Nancy's still there. It's time now to give you your birthday prize. Now, you could win a Coping with COVID reusable mask, also 10 disposable masks, gift certificates from Deneen the Coffee Queen, also not only Deneen the Coffee Queen, also European Wax Center, and also New York High Style, plus Sabriti Body Butter for skin and hair, and of course, J. Anthony Brown's products. When is the fair? I just want to know, when is the fair? Nancy just told us when the state fair is. If you can tell me when the fair is, the first person that puts right there when the state fair is, you will get the prize. The first person, just tell me, what are the dates of the state fair? While you do that, I'm going to tell you that to go to my professional page, Tailor Made Productions, and please like and share. October 20th through the 21st. All right, Cheryl Span, congratulations. Cheryl Span just won the Coping with COVID birthday gift. That's right, Cheryl. It is October 20th and the 24th. But for the food, it is the 20th through the 24th. That's right. For the food, it's the 20th through the 24th. So congratulations to you. Hey, Michelle Cox, thank you so much for your answer. We'll get you next time. That's right, Cheryl. Extended to the 24th for the food. Cheryl Span is our winner today. You could be a winner too. It's my birthday, but we are hooking you up with the prizes every day on Coping with COVID. Listen, if you have a story that could help someone cope with COVID, please go to Tailor Made Productions on Facebook, and we'll see how we can get your story on the show. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtretatailor@gmail.com, and we'll talk to you about how you too could be a part of Coping with COVID, along with SCDHEC, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Columbia Housing Authority, Palmetto Media Connections, and Agape Counseling and Training Center. Tomorrow, it's Faith Friday, and Minister Tony G will help us cope with COVID with stories of inspiration, motivation, and upliftment. That's tomorrow on Coping with COVID. Then on Saturday, the Office of Business Opportunities is going to join us, and the Office of Business Opportunities with Richland County is going to join us and tell us about an inclusion and diversity seminar that they've got coming up next week. And also on Monday, it's Fun Day Monday with J. Anthony Brown. He's going to bring us comedian, Sumter, South Carolina comedian, Tyler Schuler. What's his name? Schuler King, I think his name is. He's going to join us on Monday on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Coping with COVID Monday through Saturday at 2 p.m. As always, I leave you with a reading from Jesus Calling. And today it says, and I told you earlier, I've got these contexts, but I cannot see. But it does say, there are many, many things that vie for your attention in this complex world of instant communication. The world has changed enormously since I gave the first command for you to be still and know that I am God. However, the timeless truth is essential for the well-being of your soul. As dew refreshes grass and flowers during the stillness of the night, so my presence revitalizes you as quietly as you come to me. A refreshed, revitalized mind is able to sort out what is important and what is not. It is natural condition. Your mind easily gets stuck on trivial matters, like the spinning wheels of a car. When you focus on a trivial thing, it just spins around and around. As soon as you start communicating with me about whatever's on your mind, your thoughts gain traction and you can move on to more important things. Communicate with me continually, and I will put my thoughts into your mind. That's your Jesus Calling for today, September 3rd. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. I'm Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace, abundant blessings, safety, and to remind you to please wear your mask over your nose and your mouth. Have a great day.
Palmetto Media Connection, established in 2010, connecting media and communities together, hosting annual media socials, and also bringing awareness to our communities. We are proud to sponsor Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor, and during this month of September, we say Happy Birthday, Tre. Find us, like us on Facebook, Palmetto Media Connection, connecting media and communities together.
Coping with COVID is brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. Also, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Center. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their life. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Center at agapects.com. And Columbia Housing Authority. The agency is looking for stories from former residents of Allen Benedict Court to retain some of the property's rich history. In its 80-year life, Allen Benedict Court has been home to some of the country's elite, including a Grammy Award-winning performer, corporate executives, national television celebrities, a host of doctors, lawyers, and NBA greats. So share your pictures, mementos, and memories at chcares@chasc.org. Coping with COVID, brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Columbia Housing Authority, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connection.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.